dropout that never should have left 30 years ago. And he works side by side with the lowly bottom feeder employees. And that's fine, that's good. And what he does is, he works with them, and then at the end of the show, he gives them a check, listens to their sob stories, and that's it. You know, he takes the disguise off, tells them who he is, and all that kind of bullshit. So, and the people that are there, they need the money, they're desperate, so they're always gracious about receiving the checks. And just the one time I just want a guy to be like, when he's sitting across the desk from the CEO, to just be like, you know what, I appreciate the check, but I spent 20 underpaid years doing your slave labor. And doing the job and the shit that nobody else wants to do. And every 2 weeks, when that good for breadcrumbs paycheck came through, I still couldn't feed my family. And that's why I've been living off Swanson TV dinners for the last 2 decades. So I appreciate the $5,000 check, but you gotta dig a little deeper, add a few zeros to that. You're on national television, make it right. Make it right. And I just gotta bring that up to you because don't be fooled by it. A $5,000 check isn't getting those people out of anything. I mean, they're already in debt, you know? And the incompetency of the CEO is ridiculous. Like, yes, he can run a Fortune 500 company, right? He's a multi-millionaire, but he can't make a sandwich. He can't mop a floor. And it's just staggering. It gets to me. It upsets me. But, you know, with that being said, I'm a pretty peaceful guy. And there are a couple of things that irk me. I don't know how you guys feel, but like, when we wake up, I couldn't imagine being having a family with financial responsibilities and working some like menial $9 an hour job, because the financial burden's enough. But people in the world today, it's like everyone feels entitled to shit. Like whether you're in the supermarket or like getting fitted for shoes, there's some folks that like wake up in the morning and just feel like others have arisen for their day just to serve them, and that's what gets under my skin. That's what gets under my skin. And you know, last week I was in a coffee shop, and there's like always that dick who's in there who's like, his time's more precious than everybody else's, and it just and he doesn't say a word. So if the line gets a little held up, he doesn't say a word. He just kind of like starts breathing heavy, you know, just kind of like panting a little bit and like looking around. He's just like, it's like, dude, if you don't have 5 minutes to wait for your fruity ass coffee drink that takes 10 minutes to make, and is probably more expensive than the hourly wage that the people behind the counter that are busting their ass to get it to you is, then it's like, you need to like switch to Folgers or like some Sleepy Time tea or something like that, because you need to chill out a little bit, you know, just like relax, just take it easy. And the worst part about it is that like 50% of the time, like I'm that guy, but it's not my fault, it's the world's fault. It's the world's fault, it's not my fault, it's the world's fault, because stuff drives me crazy. My roommates, I live with two girls, two 25-year-old girls. My life, in a matter of a month, went from like delusions of being like Jack Tripper in like a Three's Company fantasy to a cross between like a psychological thriller and a horror movie. And one of my roommates, her name's Medusa. I didn't give it to her, come to find out. That's her name. I, you know, met up with a couple of her college friends, and I understand why now. Not because she doesn't look good, because I literally think she'll turn me to stone if I look at her. Like when I come in the house and like drop my work bag down, I walk in, I see her, I'm just like, how you doing? Like I just keep to myself. I can't. And the other one, she's hot, and that presents a problem, because a lot of problems. But one of them is she leaves her underwear all over the house. She does her laundry, leaves her underwear all over the house. So I'll go be doing laundry, you know, just like put myself in the washer, just like, and it's just like boom, it's like panties right there on the white dryer, like white dryer, black panties. It's like, how do you miss that? How do you not pick that up? And it's happened like, it's not just, I understand you're like, well, you know, that kind of thing happened, but we're in double digits. It's happened double digits. Like I find them on the floor, in the hallway, on the way to the laundry room, next to my bathroom door. She goes up, folds them, and you know, at night when she's watching TV, I get up in the morning, there's a pair of panties sitting on the kitchen table, and no socks, no shirt, just panties. And it's awkward because, how do you approach that, you know? And I'm not talking about like the BVD looking like parachute panties that like your girl wears like 3 or 4 days out of the month. I'm talking about like the Victoria's Secret panties that you buy for your girl and like try to present as like a thoughtful gift, but it's really just a present for yourself. You know, like they're onto that, by the way, they're onto that. That's what I'm talking about. And like now when I see her and I walk through and I'm just like, hey, nice to see you, roommate. Hey, how you doing? but like my mind is screaming like, hey, what's up, roommate? How you doing? I can't stop thinking about you in those red lace panties you left on the floor the other day. And it drives me crazy because the opposite isn't true, right? Because if I left a pair of my like crusty Hanes boxer briefs with like holes all through them, probably like a 50% chance there's like a turd stain in there because I just got bacon in my swampy undercarriage all day at work. I mean, you know, it's just not going to look right. So, I mean, and then it's like, what do you say to her? It's like, I see him enough times where eventually I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pick him up and be like, here, take these panties. But then I'm like walking up the steps with the panties in my hand, you know, and it's just like, it just doesn't look right. Because she's shy and she seems sweet and everything. We don't really know each other all that well, but it can't be a coincidence. They say lightning doesn't strike twice. It certainly doesn't strike 12 times. And that's what's, I count it. I think she's leaving me trailed. I'm not sure. Is it on purpose? Is it an accident? I don't know. Life's crazy. Thank you.